handful of folks here from the Brewers and Leinenkugels, and of course we'll have our first tap as well. So to get us started, Rick Schlesinger will start with remarks, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Thanks, Leslie. Good morning and welcome to J. Leinenkugel's Barrel Yard. The official opening is April 3, opening day for us, but this is a sneak preview for you guys in the media, and we do have a little pre-opening for tomorrow night from 4 to 8 p.m. for fans to take a look as we celebrate the opening of the season, which officially begins Thursday against the Cubs in Wrigley Field. I'm joined today by Tony Buger, who's president of Leinenkugels over there to my left, and also behind the bar, John Leinenkugel. John is a fifth-generation family member. He's going to be sort of the guide and liaison between the brewery and the restaurant to make sure that we are keeping up to the standards of Leinenkugels when it comes to the offerings of beer and how it's processed, made, and ultimately distributed to our fans here at the ballpark. This has been a labor of love, several years in ideation with our partnership with Leinenkugels and Molson Coors, and then with construction beginning as soon as the season ended last year, and a lot of people to thank and acknowledge for their hard work in getting us to where we are today, which is essentially a completed brewery restaurant of which I think we're all going to be very proud. I want to give particular thanks to Hunzinger Construction, our general contractor, 360 for their interior design work, Rev Pop for their design of the logo, Big Shot Robot, the mural artist, Ramlo Stein, our architect, Delaware North, and Chef Lauren for their concessions and operations of the restaurant. And Chef Lauren will be talking in a few moments about the menu and all the things that we're doing to make this a really fabulous dining experience for fans. John Sergi, who's our F&B consultant. I call him our culinary and design genius. Very instrumental in helping with the overall look and feel in the menu. And again, a special thanks to Leinenkugels for their amazing partnership. We at the Brewers think we know many things, but we don't know how to brew beer. But fortunately, we have people in Wisconsin who know how to do that. And our partnership with Molson Coors stretches back decades. And obviously, Leinenkugels and their relationship with the brewery and with us is something that we're tapping into, no pun intended, to make sure that the beer we're creating here is going to be particularly special and something that our fans are going to recognize as something unique to this ballpark and unique to this restaurant. We're also going to have Chef, as I said, Chef Lauren talk about the culinary component of this. This is not just a brewery, it's a restaurant with a brewery. We have spent a lot of time and effort to make sure that the food offerings is equal to the quality and the variety that the beer is going to be. So this is a restaurant designed for the fans in mind, but also with the notion that we have many games when we're going to have serving food here, but many opportunities when we're not serving games here. I'm sorry. Many times, let me say this again, many opportunities when we don't have games here, but we're going to be offering the restaurant venue for 365 days a year, potentially. So with this in mind, I'm going to turn over to Tony, who's going to talk about the Leinenkugels component here, and then Tony will talk with John, and we'll go from there. Thank you. Tony?
Thank you, Rick. What an exciting day. So who is ready to sample some beer? Okay. As Rick mentioned, proud to have my uncle John Leinenkugel here with us. He's going to be sampling or pouring some beers for us to sample. But this, as Rick has mentioned, has been a journey and a labor of love for sure. When we made the public announcement late last year, we were standing in a construction zone for sure. And now look where we are today. We have installed a brewery that was commissioned last week. We have hired a full-time brewer who will be here on site. Her name is Corinne Georges. Corinne? And most importantly, this really demonstrates the strength of the partnership that we have with the Milwaukee Brewers. So it's a really good opportunity for myself on behalf of Leinenkugels to thank Rick, Jason Hartland, and the extended team. We would not be here without their partnership, and we are so thrilled to have this opportunity to really bring the beers that we are so proud to be brewing every day right here to the fans, the Brewers fans, and right here to Milwaukee. So very excited about where we are today. Really looking forward to the future. As I mentioned when we opened, American Family Field is a world-class destination. We're proud to have a world-class brewery within that destination. This restaurant, this brewery is going to be a destination where memories are made, and we're excited. So to that end, really want to take the opportunity to toast everyone. Hopefully everyone has some samples in their hands.
Anybody need one?
I'm going to turn it over to John after this. So as we like to say at Leinenkugels, here's to the future. Here's to Leinenkugels. Here's to the Brewers. Here's to a great season. Prost!
Go Brewers!
Cheers.
Go Brewers and cheers Linings.
John, over to you. You can talk a little bit more about what we're drinking right now and the beers that are going to be exclusive to the Barrel Yard on opening day.
Chef Lauren just asked me if I would like to come out from behind the bar, but actually as a beer guy, I'm pretty comfortable behind the bar. So if it's all right with all of you, I'll just stay back here. I am John Leinenkugel, the last of the fifth generation of Leinenkugel family members involved in our family beer business. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you all how much the Leinenkugel family is thrilled to have a sixth generation leading our brewery, our company, up in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, and that is a Wisconsin native that just spoke to all of you, and that's our nephew, Tony Buer, who was born and raised in the great state of Wisconsin, and I can tell you all that Tony, much more than me, is a diehard Brewers fan. So this is really Tony's toy, his kitchen, and his restaurant. So I'm excited that Tony is leading this for our brewery, our company, and I'm also excited as my two older brothers, Jake and Dick, now retired, brought Tony into the business and decided that he was going to succeed them and lead our brewery and company as a sixth generation family member. As Tony said, we as a Wisconsin brewer are really excited for this opportunity and our partnership with the Milwaukee Brewer Baseball Club. I hope that you all are able to get in here and experience the beer and the food throughout the season. This is going to be a wonderful opportunity for Leinenkugels and the Milwaukee Brewer Baseball Club and our concessionaire partner, Delaware North. So I'm just going to touch on the beer that I'm holding in my hand and tell you why this beer is so special and try to impress upon you this. This is Leinie's Red, and the Leinenkugel beer drinker will certainly remember Leinenkugel's Red. And they're going to remember it for two reasons. This was one of the first beers that we brewed that got us into really craft beer. And then they're going to remember it for the second reason. It's a beer that we took away. We discontinued. We hibernated. And something that makes Leinenkugel so special is people always want what they can't get. And they write us passionate letters about the beers that we brew and how much they mean to them. So nothing was more exciting for us in Chippewa Falls out of our first ever pilot system. A 7-barrel system that's twice the size of the one here, this 3-barrel system, to bring back a beer, Leinie's Red, that people love. And this is the first beer that we brewed out of the pilot system in Chippewa Falls that we're bringing back out this fall and winter. Not that I want to wish the summer away. We're bringing Leinie's Red, remastered red lager, back out to our beer drinkers this fall, this winter. And it started at the pilot system in Chippewa Falls. So I tell you that story because that is what we're hoping to do with the pilot system here at American Family Field in the Barrel Yard. Brew new beers new innovation and bring them to our beer drinkers statewide and hopefully nationwide. So Lining's Red is remastered. It's a beautiful red amber lager. And the remastered part of it is we are dry hopping this. So there's 3 hops used in this beer: Cluster, Mount Hood hops, and then dry hopping it with Cascade. So the Lining Red drinkers that remember this from the past will have something new to experience with this remastered red lager. 2 other beers that are making their debut as the Milwaukee Brewers take the field on Monday, April 3rd, is a Cherry Goza, and then something that Leinenkugels doesn't do often, and that's a IPA. Both those beers, Cherry Goza and the IPA, will be available for beer drinkers to come here to the Barrel Yard and have their first taste of. And that's just the beginning as we get going this season. I want to turn it over to Chef Lauren of Delaware North and the concessionaire here to tell you about, just to touch on his new menu that's going to be served here at the Barrel Yard. Chef Lauren, welcome.
Thank you.
You're a good-looking chef,
Oh,
by
thanks,
the way.
thanks. So, first and foremost, a huge thank you to the Milwaukee Brewers and Leinenkugels. This has been the most amazing experience curating a menu for this restaurant. It's a lot of hard work and labor that's gone into the recipe building, and it really starts with just premium ingredients, high-quality ingredients across the board. That's really the focus of our restaurant, and less is more. Really not trying to overcomplicate the food. All the food is being cooked fresh in-house. We've got a wonderful team. Huge thank you to all of the participating chefs from Delaware North who have come in to support our wonderful property here. And you know, from our pressure fried chicken to our amazing primal blend burgers, our shareables, the menu has there's been a lot of thought that's gone into this, and you know, it's just, I'm super proud of my team and super proud of all the work that everybody's done to bring this concept and menu to a reality. So you know, just I'll be around for more questions. I don't want to get too crazy into the menu. There's a whole bunch of samples for you all to try. Please make sure you try the biscuits and the pressure fried chicken. It is phenomenal. But even the small things like the coleslaw, it's not complicated. It's just good home cooking and really focused on bright flavors. So thank you very much for having us. It's really been a pleasure, and we look forward to serving you all year long. I'm going to turn it over to Leslie.
Everybody, that concludes this formal part. Now we can go eat and drink. But I did want to let you know, if you have one-on-one requests with anybody, we can definitely manage that. Lauren is available to talk very detailed about the menu. Dave Zimmerman from Big Shot Robot, who worked on the mural that you'll see inside, is available for media as well. And then lastly, I want to